you're gonna run into that Ruby every time, and it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna definitely be difficult to deal with. Maybe you get some early game picks on Ruby and slow her down a little bit, but picking that fighter jungle, and then you have the Esmeralda also, and you have this Raph who's like meant for you to just dive in, and you have this Ruby just ready for you to dive in and stop you.
Right.
You know?
Oh, okay. Another Eudora pick.
I like the Eudora. I think if she can land her, so I think she can be a good, as long as she doesn't get picked off. That's the problem. If they aim her, it's going to be a really hard game for her. But if she can position herself correctly, and anytime this Selena tries to come in, anytime this Lancelot tries to come in, just stop them in their tracks, then she could be clutch. We saw her do really well in some previous games. So, but the person, I mean, I think it was, I don't remember if it was up against a Ling or who exactly it was up against.
It was Ashley on Eudora, and then on the enemy team was Fanny.
It was Fanny, yes. Every time Fanny came in, it was just boom, stunned. So maybe the concept is the same here, but it's still, I mean, it's risky business for Eudora, because you just have, if they know to just focus her and get her out of the way and dive her, then it's going to be hard for her to really ever get to the point where she needs to do damage.
Right. I mean, in late game, she's scary. She's scurry.
Yeah, she could. I mean, she could probably one tap just about anyone on the enemy team when we get into that late game. But only time will tell. We're about to jump back into the land of dawn.
Oh God!
And see what happens here. So give us a little bit of a breakdown where you see these guys going. Who do you think really has the advantage right now? Give us your opinion.
Okay, so I guess we're seeing a lot Hylos in EXP lane. I was kind of surprised about that, like earlier, but I guess that's becoming
a common thing.
Yeah, but against Esmeralda, I'm not entirely sure. At mid lane, I don't know. What do you think?
I feel like DPS is always a good counter to Esmeralda. Sometimes you use that Basha with his ultimate to deal with her sustainability. So Hylos having that second skill to just constantly keep her at a standstill so the rest of your team can burst her down might be helpful. But we have a nice pick onto Hal. Can they get the finish? She's forced to dash away. The burn is not enough to finish him. So close, but a nice first start from the side of X9. They weren't able to get that Litho Wander though. It does go to Hal. Oh, Sin the Kid gets taken out, and they need to be careful for that Selena. Zio, if those arrows land this early in the game, it is a death sentence.
You know what I'm really surprised is that a lot of people typically have Purify on Esmeralda, no? Because I feel like her biggest counters are like any type of CC, and then that stun rendered her useless.
Yeah, I guess Sin decided to opt out for Flicker, which it's true. You normally always see Esmeralda with Purify, but it looks like he felt the need that he wanted a bit different. But we got a nice gank onto Chiquito, a nice first kill to the side of XS9. These are the ganks they need to be doing. Focus on that gold lane. I think it's very important, and it's going to give them a nice rotation down to this turtle. But I definitely think it's going to be that flicker is either going to do wonders or it's going to do horrible. I don't think there's going to be an in-between.
Well, considering that they have a lot of CC, Ruby, you have actually all of their heroes except for Lancelot. They all have CC. Yes, like Brody and Hylos doesn't have like that much CC, but it's still going to stop her in her tracks.
Yeah, it'll definitely stop her in her tracks. All of Brotherhood sitting up on this EXP lane right now, and it looks like X9 is going to follow behind, maybe try to start a fight here. Zio putting down that Abyssal Trap to help get vision. The rest of Team Exodus 9 coming in. Requiem gets a stop on Leonis. He's running this Rafaela right now. And they're just going to kind of stand still here. A nice pick onto Leonis. Good burst damage, but the stun comes on a Requiem from Lucius. And again, just kind of back and forth. I think at that point, Exodus 9 probably should have just... Well, they were all sitting at the top. Let's push mid. You know? This is you mentioned it earlier of chasing around. And instead, they decided to go up there, and they did ultimately nothing. A nice pick from Zio onto Rafaela here. But again, they need to play their own game if they want to keep up with these other teams.
So that was a good back off from Exodus 9. But unfortunately, Raph did get stunned by the Selena stun. It's just like, okay, that was... Okay, they were heading in the right way. It's just that specific gameplay, unfortunate.
Yeah, Esmeralda sitting, getting some vision over by this blue buff. She is going to run into Hal here. Able to dodge that first skill. Hit that starfall onto Hal. She wants to try to get the kill here, but in comes Ulysses with the stun. Leonis is here to try to get her out of there. Get a little bit of that first skill. They dodge the arrow, but the rest of Brotherhood is ready. Hal back in. The Holy Baptism misses, but the ultimate of Hal lands. And now that pathway comes down, and the team is slowed down. Omega trying to get out, but he gets stunned. Can he get away? The chance step is popped. He's able to land onto Hal, but the arrow lands onto him, and he gets taken out by Ulysses. This is going to be bad for Exodus 9. It's 4-1. And we're only 4 minutes in Exia.
See, going back to that gameplay, especially with Esmeralda, she kept on getting CC'd from Ruby and also Hylos. So, do you still think...
Probably should have gone Purify.
Yeah.
Definitely probably should have gone Purify there. They're going to lose the second turtle. Luckily enough, they got the first one. They're only 1k gold behind. Make that almost 2 now, 1.5. But I don't think the game's over. No towers are taken. Gold plates are mostly up except for in the gold lane on the side of X9. But Esmeralda caught in bad position here. She's going to try to zone Hal away, but he uses that ultimate to flicker away as Leonis keeps poking and keeping vision. Oh, I'm offended. Lands onto both of them. The burst damage. Zhao and Requiem right now are just a beautiful combo. The CC,
that is a beautiful combo.
It really is, man. And you said it. The CC right now from Brotherhood is just going to be something that's very hard to deal with when it comes to Exodus 9.
Right. So it's not just Esmeralda. It's going to be the rest of Exodus 9 team as well.
Yeah, I mean, all of them are going to have problems right now. You got to worry about Ruby. You got to worry about these random arrows coming through. You have to worry about Hylos stun. And then Brody's second skill locking on you. I mean, there's just so many problems. But Exodus 9 does get the kill onto Zio. And now Omega is coming for more. He does miss the second skill. And he's trying to close in on a Requiem. Gets some nice burst damage. Leonis drops the Holy Baptism. And Requiem goes down. That is a nice play for Exodus 9. They're finally responding. Sirius Chiquito, though, coming back in. Destiny getting some poke damage, and it looks like X9's trying to hold on to this game just a little bit longer and not let Brotherhood steamroll too fast, too early.
Right. I think they're doing a really good job. I think they've probably learned their lesson from their first match, on day, was that day 1 or day 2?
Day 1.
Day 1, yeah.
Oh.
So, ooh.
Does Sin go down? He does to the abyssal mark. That's the worst when you get hit by that Selena and you get away, but the abyssal mark kills you.
Right.
It's the worst feeling. Brotherhood taking some more towers though, and even though Exodus 9 is staunching the bleeding, they're still getting chipped away at piece by piece right now, Exia.
Right, but like I think they're doing a pretty good job not getting picked off that much. I mean, they're only 3 kills, you know?
Yeah, it's only 3 to 6. Leonis takes some burst damage there. I think they need to ignore this turtle and push a tower, you know, pushing this
take
mid.
Objectives elsewhere.
Yeah, take an objective elsewhere because you have the opportunity here, you know? Use a hero to kind of zone them into that turtle and make sure that's where they focus and then push somewhere else.
Well, it looks like they're going towards top lane to push that tower, which is a really good objective to do so, considering that they were all at bot lane for that turtle. So they do take this tower.
And that's what they should have done in the beginning, and that's what they need to keep doing. It's a lesson that they need to learn if they're going to compete with these teams in this league.
Exactly.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Oh, Esmeralda's really not doing amazing in this bot lane, getting teamed up. Torn apart memories, finishes her off, and down goes Syndicate. Can they keep up? You know, there is some maybe some late game potential with this Esmeralda, with this Popo, and then you have the Raph and everything. You have the burst damage from this Eudora. You know, can they keep up and maybe win out in an end game here, Xayah?
Well, seeing how behind they are, the Esmeralda, I feel like they probably won't be able to get to that late game to show that late game gameplay, that potential, you know?
Yeah, Brotherhood definitely. I think it was a good play by Brotherhood to focus on the Esmeralda so much. Like, instead of opting for the gold lane ganks all the time, they decided to, like, all right, let's put this Esmeralda back because we don't want to deal with her where she normally would be on 10 minutes. But Omega gets a kill onto Requiem, and Hal might be a little too deep. The Holy Baptism lands down, but Omega just can't get the kill. Hal, can he get taken out? No, he phases out and gets the kill onto Omega, but somehow Omega gets the kill. I'm guessing it's a burn from that Retribution.
Ooh.
But Destiny gets picked off in the back line, and down in the bottom lane, Syndicate goes down to Serious Chiquito. A rough, I mean, they're definitely, I can say one thing, they're doing better than they did against Team SEXI.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lord is up though in 3 seconds. My guess is Brotherhood doesn't even wait for the enhanced Lord. They take this as soon as possible.
I mean, they have the advantage right now. Like, they can take the lure without any hassle, without any, like, problem. So, like, we'll see if they actually want to wait.
Yeah, in comes Holy Baptism, lands on a few members of Brotherhood, but it's still not enough. A double kill goes to Hal. Make that another kill to Serious Cheeto, and Torn Apart Memories goes down on Ulysses, wiping out 4 members of Exodus 9 as 4 members stand tall on the side of Brotherhood, and Hal moves over to Lord along with Requiem.
That was an insane tower dive, and they were also able to take that tower at mid lane, and also take Lord at the same time. Although Hylos did die there at mid lane, I feel like that was a good trade because they killed 4.
Yeah, they killed 4. They take Lord. They take a tower. I mean, there's not much more you could ask for in a trade.
Yeah.
You know? Other than, like, winning the game with a
really
team
good.
wipe. I mean, and the way they didn't all go to Lord. They send 2 people up, while the rest of them come to help push this wave and take another tower. And this may just guarantee them an inhibitor off of this push.
Well, it looks like they're trying to sync all of the lanes. They might be trying to have a fight at bot lane.
Yeah, Esmeralda's a little caught off guard here. Sin pushed out a little much, trying to clear that wave as soon as possible. Requiem with the conceal play, able to land onto Leonis, lock him down, but the rest of the team doesn't want Leonis. They want Sin. They're coming. A nice Torn Apart Memories going off, but it's not enough damage. The rest of the team forces back, and because of that, honestly, because of that Esmeralda play, they're able to stop Lord before it breaks an inhibitor, and all they lose is 1 tower in the bot lane.
Right. As you were saying earlier, like, will Esmeralda be able to show off that late game skill? I feel like Esmeralda right now, I mean, Sin on Esmeralda at 1-5.
Ooh, wait a second. A big stun onto Hal. This is what they needed. This is what they needed that Eudora for, but Lucius gets caught up immediately after. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, but they want to maybe push it here. Omega gets a little overextended, taken out by Zio as the brawl keeps on going. Chiquito just bursting away chip by chip. A nice lockdown, though, from Destiny, and forces them to revert back. I mean, I think Omega maybe shouldn't have gone out on that. He got a little too pushed, but still, they're holding off for now. And you're right. We're at 12 minutes. If they can last another 5 or 6 minutes, Esmeralda will definitely be hard to deal with. And Eudora's just going to keep doing more and more damage.
But seeing how far behind this Esmeralda, I feel like we might go into late game, but I feel like Esmeralda might be too far behind.
I mean, she's looking at her gold now. Surprisingly, she's actually not doing horrible. Right as we say that, though, she gets hit by that I'm offended, and Requiem secures a kill onto them. But again, they revert back to base. They don't try to push it. You know, let's just turtle up for now. But yeah, Esmeralda's keeping up with gold, surprisingly, or the rest of the team is just not farming that great. But she was I mean, we'll have to see how things go. Those arrows, though, man. Every time one comes in, it's like everyone puckers up for a second, you know? Because you gotta be careful. It's a death sentence. You get hit by that, it's over.
Right. And they have like so many engagers. You have Ruby, you have immediately go in and die if there is a stun on the Exodus team.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, if Requiem hits that I'm Offended ultimate by Ruby, if an arrow comes in, they immediately know to move. I mean, just like right there. But they might have overextended. Requiem does get locked down from that Popo. Destiny maybe starting to do a little bit of damage, but they're able to get the kill onto Leonis. And next up is going to be the dog. The dog is going down. They kill it. They take it out. And now it's 4v5. Lord going to Brotherhood once again.
Oh no, not the dog.
Not the dog.
But yeah, like I knew from the start, like that much CC. Oof, that's gonna be tough. Yeah. And it is tough.
Sin definitely should have most likely went for Purify instead, and maybe even another, like maybe a few of them should have went for Purify. Honestly, it might have been a huge game changer because every time. Like, that's what's killing them, the CC right now. That's what's making them lose these team fights. Lord, though, crashing down on this inhibitor. It does take it, but Lord is quickly taken down. But Hal does a big play. Zyle gets a kill onto Lucius, and next is Destiny. Hal backs off, hits that first skill, but Syndicate into the backline with that Starfall, able to do a little bit of poke away on the side of Brotherhood, but another wave of minions coming, another clash coming. It's 5-3. I don't know if Exodus 9 is going to be able to withstand this. This may just be it. They're able to take out Leonis. Syndicate is the last player standing, and the Nexus is going down for game 1 of the 3rd series of the night.
Okay, and I'm surprised. They definitely lasted a lot longer than... Victory! Which is nice. But, wow, I feel like Ruby did a... with those, hooks, those flicker hooks. That was a really beautiful set with Ruby.
Yeah, it was definitely, I mean...
And I'm surprised that, like, Ruby actually scored.
Yeah, Ruby did amazing that game, honestly. And yeah, for getting silver, but you know how, being a tank.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a hard life. Silver's all day, even though you get 14 assists and only 2 deaths.
But that's how you know that you're a good roam. Yeah,
when you get silvers, exactly.
Right.
Everyone else, let them get the golds, you take the silver, and move on.
All the silvers, all the
So coming up into this next game, we saw the Exodus 9 did do a little better than we saw them do on day 1. Do we think that they stand a chance of possibly taking a game and not getting swept here?
I don't know. I mean, they did better this round in comparison to their previous days. I'm just hoping that they can just play a little bit better, maybe choose better heroes, better spells. But then again, it might just be the skill gap.
Might just be the skill gap, couple bad choices.
Right.
Honestly, I feel like they did, for like team fight wise, and some of those moments they did do good. But like you said, there's just, it's those small mess